Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. So today we are going to be making elderberry syrup, and this is great to take at the onset of a cold or flu or during your illness, or potentially if you're like going on vacation, you're going to be on an airplane with crowded people, you can take a couple teaspoons before you go just as a preventative. So in order to make the basic recipe, you're going to need 6 cups of fresh elderberries or 3 cups of dried elderberries. So if you're buying them wholesale or online, a lot of times they'll call them dried. So you'll need 3 cups of dried, 6 cups of fresh, about 2 cups of raw honey, and you want that to be raw, not pasteurized, because pasteurized honey has been cooked, and basically the warmth and the cooking down removes all of the beneficial ingredients and all that kind of stuff from the honey. So you want it to be raw. And then you're going to need 6 cups of water. So that's for your basic elderberry recipe. So 6 cups berries, 6 cups water, 2 cup honey. If you wanted to do additives, so you can do some spritz of lemon juice. I'm going to do ginger. We all know the benefits of ginger, and a couple of cinnamon sticks. So there's many different additives. Go online, check out what you can add, see if any of them would suit you, benefit you, if you like the taste of. That's a huge thing. You don't want to throw it out there and not actually like the taste of it. So moving on to actually making it. We are going to make our 6 cups of elderberries, and we're going to put that inside of a large pot. And if you've got them fresh coming from your garden, you're going to want to make sure to remove as many stems and leaves as you can, anything green, so any of the unripe green berries. Even if you're buying them from a farm or whatnot, these have been in the freezer and they're already picked over, so they're fine. And you're going to want to make sure to remove those because they can have some potential toxins in them. So we just want to see like the purpley color of the berries. So I've got our 6 cups of elderberry in that pot, and I am adding my 6 cups of water on top of that. And now is the time that you would put any of those additives. So I have 5 pieces of ginger, just chunks. I kept them in chunks so that I could fish them back out when we were done. And then I've got my cinnamon sticks. Now we are going to put this up to a boil, and you're going to want to boil it on high for about a minute until we've got that nice rolling boil. So let me just show you what that looks like. Okay, as you can see, we are at a full rolling boil. You're going to want to leave this for about a minute, let it boil, and then you're going to want to reduce it and let it simmer on a low simmer boil for about an hour, or till it reduces by about half. So every once in a while, come give it a stir. You're going to want to cook this uncovered. So as the elderberries cook, it's actually releasing some of the natural toxins that are in the berries, and you do not want to put the lid on and trap them all inside. As the steam comes out, it's releasing. So go ahead, after that minute, turn it down to a low and let her go for about an hour, like I said, till it reduces by half, and we will come back and I'll show you what that looks like, and we will move on to the next step. At this point, we've gotten this off the stove. Let it cool for about half an hour off of heat, because when we pour the raw honey into it, we don't want it still boiling, because then it's going to boil the honey and you're basically pasteurizing it yourself. We don't want that. We want the benefits of the honey, but you still need it warm enough so that it will dissolve into the mixture. So we need to separate the berries and anything else you've put into the water from the now mixture. So you can use a cheesecloth or a small sieve or whatever you have, transfer it to a different container, and you are basically just doing that. You are separating. You've gotten all the juice. You can push it down and get some extra juice out, and doing that. And you're going to do that until all of this is separated and we've got just liquid. Okay, now at this point we are just going to add in all that honey into our warm mixture, and we will stir it around until it is nice and dissolved into our elderberry syrup. So go ahead, and you'll kind of feel the honey at the bottom. So we're just mixing it in, and it's gonna be nice and incorporated. You can use a whisk, just making sure it's nice in there. I'm going to let it cool a little bit longer at room temperature. And once you are good to do that, you can put it into some sort of container. It doesn't have to be a mason jar. We're not canning it. In fact, they don't recommend to can it because we just put raw honey in there. And again, if you cook that honey, you're getting rid of all of the antioxidants and enzymes in your honey. So there we are. You can use any type of container you want, an old glass jar, a mason jar, it really doesn't matter. It will store up into the fridge for a couple months. You can freeze it in batches and then you can defrost it and it will have no problem. It's going to still have the same benefits. So yeah, there we are. So as we let this sit, just a side note, it's nice and thin now because we just added the honey to a warm batch. So it's going to make it nice and thin. But as it sits and cools, it's going to become thicker and become more of that quote unquote syrup. So let it sit for, I would say, about another half an hour and then transfer them to what container you're using. Let me show you what the final product looks like. So here is my elderberry syrup just inside of a mason jar. That one's going into the fridge. And then I took a couple of freezer safe containers. I'm going to throw some in the freezer. And once this is empty, I'll wash it out or grab a new one and defrost this and put them into a new mason jar. So I've got about 3.5 of the half-pint jars out of this one batch. So stay safe out there, everybody. This cold and flu season. We will talk to you soon. Bye.